Midleton Barry Crockett Legacy. What's it like, and should you get one? Stay tuned for the Whiskey Whistle. Hello, my whiskey people. Mark here from Whiskey Whistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Winnipeg, the center of North America, bringing you a very special Irish whiskey, and that is Midleton Barry Crockett Legacy. Now, this is the older packaging. They've since rebranded and changed the packaging entirely. It's got, I think, a door in the middle, but beautiful presentation. And it comes with a really interesting book, which we won't get into. But I'll be pouring that into my Irish Tuath whiskey glass because I love it so. And we will check out this Midleton together. So, Barry Crockett Legacy, it's an NAS, probably older. I'm guessing maybe an average age of, I don't know, maybe 25 years old. It may have whiskey as young as 16, 18 years old. Let's get that poured. Another bottle kill. Oh, there we go. All right. Healthy amount. Now, if you haven't tried the Tuath whiskey glass, make sure you check out my review. I'll put a link in the description, okay? So please check that out. And there's also links to my social media, so have a look there, and please follow me if that's your thing. Before we get into this, why not subscribe to Whiskey Whistle on YouTube? Hit that little emblem right over here. Ding, 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 and hit the bell. That way you'll be notified of the future Whiskey Whistles, okay? Right there. Okay, so first of all, the color. Let's check the color out of this Barry Crockett Legacy. What do we see there for color? Again, a much deeper hue than gold. We're getting into the lighter end of copper, and a very similar hue to the Redbreast 21, which we just reviewed in the previous recording. And we'll have a look at the legs, and I can already tell this is just such a fruity Irish whiskey. Again, it's triple distilled. This is a single pot still, so we have green and malted barley, malted and unmalted barley, in a mash that is then triple distilled. And this one is 46%, as I mentioned, with no age statement. And no mention of chill filtration or color being added. So we should assume that it's chill filtered, and we should assume that there is some color added. Okay, so let's check these legs out now. What do we see for legs? A little bit slower than the Redbreast. The secondary legs are very slow indeed. They're following the same path, and I guess since it's triple distilled, we also have tertiary legs that are drizzling down right now. So again, I'm expecting a lighter body, perhaps something similarly mouth coating as the Redbreast. As the name suggests, this is distilled at Midleton Distillery, as is Redbreast, as are many other single pot Irish whiskies. And a lot of blended Irish whiskies are made using Midleton single pot still in the mix. For example, Jameson. Onto the nose. Similarly leathery. And yes, a little bit of this, again, this machine shoppy nose. We've got big vanilla coming through, as well as a very sweet lime cordial coming through. A nice big sweet nose. This lime cordial is unreal. It's like, I think that's called Rose or Rose's lime cordial. It's a dead ringer. Beautiful, beautiful nose. Really like that. Okay, on to the palate. Cheers, folks. Big cheers to the Winnipeg Whiskey Club. Yeah, so I think the whiskey goes down to 15 years, but up to perhaps 30 years at the top end. Right off the bat, we get this delicious vanilla. That lime cordial is coming right through. And we have some very similar fruit notes, however, much more vanilla oriented. White pepper. Slight pine nuttiness, but less so than the Redbreast 21. More vanilla overall, and this interesting, refreshing, slightly minty lime cordial is woven throughout. The younger malt gives it that little bit more of an aggressive, bitier, spicier flavor, and the older one really brings out this delicious fruit that's lovely. I've got even some tinned mandarin oranges. That lime cordial again keeps coming back to me. The finish again, a little bit minty, limey kind of a flavor. Delicious vanilla, white pepper, a slight ginger candy flavor as well, lime, mint, very nice. Now this is matured in bourbon barrels, and they say seasoned and unseasoned. And I guess what that means is that the seasoned barrels were seasoned with something. That might have been sherry. It might have been a wine. Whereas the unseasoned ones would be simply your standard ex-bourbon barrels. And no mention as to whether it's first fill or second fill. So probably I would assume that would be second fill in that case. All right, so with water added, just more vanilla. A little bit less of that lime cordial. Vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. Toasted coconut. Almost like coconut, the brown, that furry skin that it's got. Very custard-like with water added. Little hint of that lime cordial. The Korean brown rice candy that I've mentioned before. Brown rice candy. Spicier on the finish. More minty. Sorry, my computer's supposed to be sleeping. It just turned on. And there it goes again. Yeah, really interesting, minty, savory, pine nutty, lime cordial finish going on now. So you can tell that there's younger, brasher, Irish single pot still whiskey in this mix. But overall, it's a little bit more complex. It is lacking some of the interesting fruity notes, and we've got a predominantly vanilla event going on here with that lime cordial right from the nose to the finish, without water, neat, and also with water. But an interesting whiskey. Final taste here. Very nice. Well, it's time to get on to the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Midleton Barry Crockett Legacy. What is that going to be, folks? It's going to be 90 out of 100. You heard it, 90 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Midleton Barry Crockett Legacy. And is it worth it? It's pretty expensive. So, in my opinion, if I were to choose, I would say go with Redbreast 21. But if you're into the flavors that I've mentioned, the big vanilla and that lime cordial, then you might want to go with the Midleton. Just keep in mind that the price is a little bit high, especially given that it's no age statement. And I think so far, a lot of the Midletons tend to be no age statement. Now, a while back with Daniel from Whiskey Throttle, we enjoyed a Midleton Irish oak whiskey. I forget the name of it now. That was exceptional. This is not quite as good as that was, at least as far as my memory. Now, that might be because of the company. Keep in mind that when you're with company, the whiskey will automatically taste better than when you're alone. That is very nice, though. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts on this Midleton Barry Crockett. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that link right over here. Hit the bell. Ding, ding. That way you'll be notified of the future Whiskey Whistles. And why not jump into the Whiskey Whistle crew on Patreon and support the channel. Patreon.com/WhiskyWhistle. And if you're in Winnipeg, join the Winnipeg Whiskey Club, okay? Take care, folks. We'll see you for the next one. Goodbye now.